Hi guys, it's Legendarma TV. It's good to see you again. Today we will finally break down Miri. Miri, the Dragon Knight. So this character is awesome, and she also can be extremely complex. So today we will go through her combos, through her skills, and try to better understand this character. Huge thanks and shout out to Venerator for sitting down with me, explaining this character, and telling me what's wrong in the skill descriptions, because there is a lot, and just taking his time for like general knowledge about things that Miri has and Miri can do. So, without further ado, let's go and break down this character. Enjoy. Alright, let's go through the skills of Miri first. And unlike other characters, this is going to be especially important because the in-game descriptions for all Miri skills are often misleading. Some of the information is missing completely, and some of the information is completely wrong. So yeah, it is pretty messed up in-game, so I'll try to explain it as in-depth as possible here. So, first skill is the active Blazing Spine. This is a bread and butter of Miri. This SP skill has no cooldown, and as you can see in the preview, there's a startup, and then she does a Blazing Strike that hits the enemy twice. So every hit of this Blazing Strike gives you one Flame Breath stage and also restores stamina. You can also link it into the third Chain Swing. And this is going to be mentioned pretty often, what links into what chain swing, so keep that in mind. Next up is Coiled Strike. So this is a dash smash, you just right click once and that's it. It doesn't do much, however later in the combo list it's probably not a bad option to stack your SP here. Next up is Hacking Spine Throw. So this is a combo string, which is 3 left clicks into a right click, and there is also an option after the string to press another left click to dash to your Dragon Spine. As you can see, she kind of throws it, so you can dash to your Dragon Spine, and it works as a gap closer, sort of, and also gives you a parry advantage. Also, this combo links into the third chain swing. Hot Streak. It's a basic dodge iframes. So just like any other character, you can dash whenever you're using spacebar and some directional keys, so you can dash to the direction you want. Gives you iframes throughout the whole jump animation. Next up is Parrying Attack. So this thing has a lot of properties and a lot of information are missing here. So as you can see, Miri has a string of 4 left clicks, and all of these have parry properties. So whenever an enemy attacks you, you can parry them. Every parry has different iframe properties as well. And generally, the first parry is considered the best. However, the more speed you gain, the more it results in less parry frames. And you might think that, so does it mean that Miri has to be like low speed to gain more iframes? No, Miri actually needs more speed throughout. So you will just have to adjust to the speed and work on your parrying really well here. Another property that parrying an attack is it gives you Hydra upon successful parry. So whenever you successfully parry an attack, you will gain a Hydra Buff that will increase the damage of your chain swings by 20%. And you must have this buff all the time. Also, if you have 3 or more Wyvern Stacks, you will trigger the Spine Slash ability upon next successful parry. That will deal some damage and restore stamina. So there is a lot of information about some of the things that parrying attack does, and we will talk about the other things a little bit later, so make sure you invest into this skill. It's one of the core things about this character, for sure. Next up is Ravaging Claw. So another combo, which is 2 left clicks into right click. It also links into the second chain swing. Honestly, like the regular combos here are not that really important, but we still need to go through them. The next up is Spine Throw. So this is a dodge into right click, and you can see she's throwing the Dragon Spite right here. You can follow it up with a left click, and it also links into the first chain swing. Next up is Spiny Kick. Another combo here, 4 left clicks into a right click, and this string links into the 4th chain swing. Next up is Tail Impale. So a left click into right click. This links into the first chain swing, and it also is considered the best string option out of them all. So L into R. This can also link into Spiny Kick and Ravaging Claw if you continue doing it. Next up is active Scorching Streak. So another SP ability of Miri. It's a dash move. It links into the first chain swing, and this ability has no cooldown and allows you to travel way further in dragon form. So this is definitely going to make you, especially in dungeons, just fly through the dungeons, and it's going to be the amazing mobility tool while leveling. This also links into the first chain swing, as I mentioned it. Fiery Chain Swing. So this is where it gets really important. This is the core of Miri. The normal attacks link into the chain swings, and chain swings can link into each other. As you can see in the preview, there are 4 different types of chain swings right here. So you start with clockwise, then counterclockwise, and then you do 2 spins. So first, second, third, and fourth chain swings. So now you can kind of understand to what chain swing you'll be linking whenever you're going to be using other abilities that we already talked about. Chain Swing consumes 1 Flamebreath stage, and it also hits twice in melee, so you have to make sure that you will stay in melee as much as possible for the maximum damage output from this ability. Remember, this is the core of Miri. This is the most important thing about her. Next up is the Flame Breath, and it's kind of funny that this doesn't have any preview or anything. So this is going to be the main Miri resource. You spend the stages of the Flame Breath using Chain Swing, Fiery Evasion, Fiery Assault. This meter, the Dragon meter, has 8 stages, but this meter also becomes infinite in dragon form. So this is going to be the main resource that you will have to manage to be able to do your chain swings and whatnot. So this is extremely important here. Next up is Spine Slash. Spine Slash unlocks the special attack after pairing the attack skill. And if you remember correctly, Hydra... Oh, not the Hydra. If you have 3 or more Wyvern Stacks, you will trigger this Spine Slash. So you'll have to gain these Wyvern Stacks to unlock and to deal the Spine Slash ability whenever you're going to be parrying the attacks. Next up is Active Slice and Dice. So this ability hits twice. It replenishes 1 Flame Breath each successful hit and flinches the enemies. This also links into the first chain swing. This is a hard hitter, and you're probably only going to be using this ability once per raid, so it's still quite important. It does some pretty nice damage right here. Next up is Fiery Evasion. So this is a tab dodge that gives you iframes whenever you're dodging. We also call it a panic escape move. Whenever you are not sure how to escape some damage, like you don't have time to do the parry or whatnot, so this is going to be very useful for you. The Fiery Evasion consumes 1 Flame Breath upon using it, and it can be linked into the Fiery Assault. And this also is an animation cancel, so this ability is quite important. So whenever you press tab, Miri will immediately stop doing anything, and she will just dodge out of it. This ability is very, very awesome. Fiery Assault. Now this can only be used after the Fiery Evasion, which was the previous ability. This is a gap closer, and it links into the first chain swing. You also gain 1 Wyvern Stack upon hit, and it also consumes 1 Flame Breath meter, 1 Flame Breath stage, sorry. So this is going to be used a lot in dragon form, that's for sure, but it is quite important here as well. Next up is active ancestral garb. So this is really awesome. This is the gimmick of Miri. It transforms you into a dragon form. So what does dragon form do? For 1 minute and 10 seconds, it reduces the SP cost of your blazing spine, which is your active. It also enhances the scorching streak, allowing you to travel way further. And it also gives you infinite flame breath. And also worth mentioning, of course, is that your regular Hydra becomes perfect Hydra that you cannot lose, which is going to be really, really awesome. There is one thing I must say, like on advanced level or master level, you can animation cancel the dragon form to save up extra 5 seconds of the dragon form for you. You just have to run and then press the scorching streak button and then the dragon form button and then shift. So you can animation cancel it. Honestly, an active ancestral garb is actually one of the abilities that still has true iframes in this game, so you can dodge red attacks. But it's all up to you if you want to take advantage of the true iframes or you want to just maximize your damage output and win yourself extra 5 seconds by cancelling the animation of the transformation to the dragon form. And lastly, the active Call of the Dragon. So this is a basic active hold move. It costs 250 SP, which is the cheapest hold move in the game, and it can be used in any form now. You can use it either in dragon form or in regular form. It also, whenever you are in dragon form, it will freeze your garb's time, so the ancestral garb. So you will have some extra time after you're done with your hold skill. And that's pretty much it. So it might sound very complex here, and a lot of things you guys are probably going to be confused over, like what are these Wyvern Stacks, how exactly does Flamebreath works, and so on. Do not worry. We will go through all the resources, all the exclusive resources that Miri has, for sure, in the next tabs, so I will try to explain what's what. As for the regular skills, as per usual, you would want to invest into pretty much everything. I would say critical rate and smash mastery, because it is quite important. The critical rate for quick battle requirements, the defense mastery, of course, as well. As per the training, strength mastery to gain some extra attack. In the restoration tab, battle respiration is going to be really good. The stamina mastery as well. Standing endurance, as for every character, I suggest going rank 9 at least, so you can get up faster whenever you're knocked down. Life Layer and HP Potion proficiency and health mastery for more sustain. Equipment whenever you're going to be leveling, so you can equip better weapons and armor. And in the path, I suggest going Dark Knight, to be honest, for every character, because I just like Dark Knight aesthetically. And the question for what to get, fervor or impact, I suggest going fervor, because additional damage during your transformation is going to be a huge factor for the maximum damage output that you're going to be doing. And that's it for the skills. I know it's quite complex and a little confusing, but we will continue breaking down this character so it becomes way easier. Alright, now that we're familiar with the skills, let's talk about Miri's exclusive resources. And first on the list is the Flamebreath. So Flamebreath has 8 stages. You can see this, what we call the Dragon Meter, right over here. To spend the Dragon Meter, to spend the stages, you can either use Chain Swings. It consumes 1 Flamebreath stage. Fiery Evasion, which is tab, and Fiery Assault, which is the right click after the evasion. These are the 3 things that are going to spend your meter. To gain the Flamebreath stages, you can either use the Blazing Spine, and each successful hit is going to restore the 1 Flamebreath stage, and also the Slice and Dice. So these 2 active abilities restore them. Now, it is worth mentioning, of course, is that the Flamebreath stages can be recharged naturally. However, there is one twist to it. Whenever you use the abilities, so all 3 of them, Chain Swing, Assault, and Evasion, you spend them. and the natural recharge timer starts. So let's say it has 3 seconds of recharge time. If you continuously use these abilities for spending your Flamebreath stages, it is not gonna recharge naturally. See, we used the chain swings and nothing was gained back during that. So the best idea here would be, whenever you're running low on the meter, is just continue doing your regular combos, and you can see that the natural regeneration works. So we gain the Flamebreath stages back. So as long as you don't spend it, you don't spend the Flamebreath stages, they will regen naturally. Also, if you spend the meter completely, which you really should never do, the regen time to gain the first stage of Flamebreath is going to be doubled. So you're going to wait more time to gain that first charge. And if you don't have any SP to use Blazing or Slice and Dice to restore it, then, well, you're going to be kind of screwed here. So the Flamebreath resource of Miri is extremely important. You have to master to manage it properly to make sure you never run out of it. It is very, very important. And also, if you're in dragon form, the Flamebreath meter becomes infinite. So the stages don't get consumed whenever you use the chain swings or assault or the evasion, so you can use it as much as you want. Alright, next resource on the list is going to be the Wyvern Stacks. So every time you use chain swings or fiery assault, you're going to gain 1 stack of Wyvern magic. That's how it's called. We call it Wyvern Stacks. You can have up to 5 Wyvern Stacks at one time, and whenever you're going to successfully parry the next enemy attack, right over here, you will spend them and trigger Spine Slash. That's going to restore a lot of stamina and deal damage. The Wyvern Stacks are quite important, however, if you get hit, you lose 1 stack of it. So the general rule here would be not to get hit and try to stack to 3 to 5 Wyvern Stacks and release them with the Spine Slash, which is a successful parry right here. And the last Miri's exclusive resource is the Hydra. You gain the Hydra buff upon successfully parry an attack, and you will see it right over here. Don't look at the description, it's completely messed up and confusing. So, whenever you gain the Hydra buff, your chain swings damage is going to be increased by 20%. So, under no circumstances you want to lose that buff. This Hydra buff has 3 hidden stages that unfortunately doesn't show there, so if you get hit 3 times, you will lose this buff. If you successfully parry an attack, you will get back to these 3 stages. So you have to make sure that Hydra buff is always on you, because the chain swing is the core of Miri. It does the most damage, so you want to boost it with an extra 20% damage here. If you're dodging, you do not lose Hydra anymore. This used to be Miri's thing before, and I think a lot of people still don't know it, and people generally wanted to avoid dodging, but it doesn't remove the Hydra anymore. And if you transform into the dragon form, right here, the Hydra becomes perfect Hydra, and you won't lose it ever during the whole transformation, so you don't really need to worry about it here. Make sure that you keep on your parrying game here to refresh the hidden stages of the Hydra, so your chain swing do 20% more damage. Now that we know how the resources work for Miri, it's time to get to the combos, and this is going to be the hardest part of the guide for myself and for you, my friends, because if we just talk about Miri in a nutshell real quick, Miri wants to do chain swings to deal damage. And to be able to do the chain swings continuously, you need the Flamebreath. To gain the Flamebreath, you need to do the Blazing Spines. And to Blazing Spine, you need the SP. And to get the SP, you need to parry with 3 to 5 Wyvern Stacks. And to get the Wyvern Stacks, you need to chain swing. And to deal damage, you need to chain swing. So it all gets connected to each other. You have to keep in mind all the resources here. You have to manage them all. The cycle never ends. this is what makes Miri so complex if you think more in depth about her. So, yeah, managing the resources is going to be the priority here whenever you're going to be learning the combos. And you cannot force all the combos, unfortunately. You have to adjust to the situations and learn to manage the resources. Would that be the boss is attacking, or the boss is standing still, or the boss is moving? Everything is going to have a different situation here. So your playstyle is going to alter all the time. Everything is connected. This is what, as I said, makes this character so freaking complex. It is actually insane. But let's get to the regular combos now. So the normal form combos. First of all, you have to make sure that you parry out of Chain Swing 1 and 2, so the clockwise and counterclockwise, because they have a shorter delay. Chain Swing 3 and 4, which are the spins, the delay there is way longer, so you're going to be in more trouble of getting hit there. So, first of all is the tail impale, which is left into right-click loop. You just continuously doing it, and this is really optimal if you don't have any resource, you have no resource and no SP. So you just continue doing it. This also allows you to generally regen your Flamebreath. Next combo is the Coiled Strike spam, which is just looping your right click. So this might look stupid and funny, but it is a very nice way to gain some SP. But if we're going to talk about the other combos here, let's say we have full Flame Breath, right? But we have no SP. So what do you do here? You use your dash, which is the Scorching Streak, and then link it into the chain swings. You do 5 chain swings, you gain 5 stacks right here, and then whenever it is time, you parry. So you trigger the Spine Slash, you restore the stamina, SP, and deal some damage. Then you do the blazing after the parry, and link it into 3 more chain swings, and then into another parry, and that's about it. This is going to be the string that you would want to use if you have a full Flame Breath available, but you don't really have a lot of SP. Next combo on the list is going to be, let's say we have full Flame Breath, right? But we have also full SP. So what do we do here? We start here with a blazing into chain swing loop. And whenever it is time, we just left click for parrying, or we continue using the blazing into the left click into another blazing, and loop the chain swings after that. And then you loop the whole combo once again. It sounds very complex, but as I said, you cannot force any of them right here, unfortunately. It is all situational, and it also depends. It doesn't just depend on the boss's movement or what they're doing at that time. It also is situational because of what kind of resources you have at this point of time. So it is hard, and I said it many times, but it is really, really hard. And if we talk about the dragon form combos, you want to start with a blazing into the chain swings and use the chain swings until you have to parry. Whenever the boss attacks, you just use the parry, and then instantly tab into R, and use another blazing spine into more chain swings, and then whenever you need to parry, you parry, then tap R, and into blazing. Moving on to the defense. And here, Miri has a couple of ways to defend herself, and first and foremost is whenever you're going to use the Ancestral Garb, so you're going to Dragon Transform, if you're not animation cancelling it, this is going to be a true iframe, so you can dodge any kinds of attack in this game, even the red ones. Whenever you are parrying the attacks with your left clicks, this will also serve you as a parry, and you're going to gain iframes from that, and you'll be using that quite often. Next one is tabbing in both forms. This is going to work as a dodge for you. However, remember that in normal form, you will have to spend the Flame Breath stage to do the dodge, but in the dragon form, it's pretty much going to be free. Call of the Dragon is the true iframe as well, because it's a hold move, just like every other character. And of course, the space dodging gives you iframes as well, and you would want to dodge a lot as well. It is a good defense mechanism right here. Moving on to the mobility, and there's a couple of things you can do to travel fast. First of all, it's a space into right click, into left click that allows you to get to your dragon spine whenever you're going to throw it. Scorching Streak, of course, it costs nothing and has 10 seconds cooldown, but this also, whenever you're in the dragon form, this will allow you to travel so fast, it's going to be crazy. Running into the Coil Strike, this will also do some, movement forward. This is pretty good as well. Whenever you use Chain Swing 3 and 4, they do move you forward, as you can see in the preview. Right over here, you're moving forward, so it helps. And tab into R, which is the Fiery Evasion into Fiery Assault. This is the gap closer, and you can use them in the both forms. So this is going to be really good to keep on staying close to the boss. And whenever you're in the dragon form, and let's say the boss is like so far away from you, you can use the Scorching Streak here, and it has no cooldown here, and you travel so fast. This mobility is probably the best in the game. It's the most insane. It's a lot of fun. It's really cool. And that's about it. Stamina management. And there are 3 things that you can do to restore stamina as Miri. First of all, whenever you are doing the regular parries, it will restore a very small portion of stamina right here. Also, the Blazing Spine, which is your active. Let's spend some stamina here real quick and use the Blazing Spine. It restores a very nice amount of stamina right here. And whenever you're going to have 3 to 5 Wyvern Stack parry, that allows you to trigger the Spine Slash. So if the boss attacks you and you parry, you're going to trigger the Spine Slash, and this will restore a large portion of stamina right here. Generally and overall, Miri doesn't really have stamina issues whatsoever. It just depends on how often do you release 3 to 5 Wyvern Stacks and how often you use the Blazing Spine. So she will not have the stamina issues whatsoever. Moving on to the artifacts. And here we have to choose between the cat statue or the werewolf paw. So the cat statue is advised for basic skill level, so whenever you're just still learning this character, the cat statue is going to be much better, so you can faster get to the dragon form and deal the most damage in the dragon form. However, if we're talking about an advanced skill level or even master skill level, you would want to go for the paw for perfect plays and much more speed, overall. So choose statue if you're just starting, and then whenever you just get a grasp of how Miri's played, switch to the werewolf paw. If we just talk about the scrolls real quick, Miri definitely needs a Calm and Dash Enchant scrolls, where the former is gonna give you a way more SP to work with, and SP is gonna be really, really important. And the latter is gonna increase your speed even further. The thresholds for speed for Miri is as follows. It's 68, 75, 80, 85, 91, 97, 100, and 105. So the more speed you gain, the more your playstyle alters and the faster you react to the things and be able to parry and so on. And finally, the awakenings. What does Miri need? First of all, the Blazing Spine. You want to reduce the SP consumption. This is gonna have a major impact on the gameplay. Also, the negative SP on the Ancestral Garb, which is your dragon form, so you can access it faster. And when it comes to the other skills, definitely put the 10% damage on the Fiery Chain Swing, because this is going to be the main source of your damage. And then everything else after the Chain Swing, you can put the additional damage there, either 8% or 10% to everything else here. And that's it for today, covering Miri, the Dragon Knight. Huge thanks again to Venerator for providing the information, more in-depth information about this character. I hope you guys enjoyed this awesome Dragon Knight, and if you want to watch a solo gameplay and see how optimally and situationally Miri can do the damage and escape the damage, the video is going to be down below in the description. Also, if you have extra questions, myself or Venerator will be more than happy to answer it in the comment section below, so you're welcome there. Thank you so much for watching. This was Legendarma TV. Please subscribe to YouTube channel, join my Discord, and stop by Twitch as per usual. Guys, I see you next time. Please be safe. I love you all 3000. And, yeah, I'll see you next time.